we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express.
Celebrate our newest launch, Rev 7. I'm bringing you an amazing introductory offer, plus an exclusive overstock sale that you're not going to want to miss. Rev 7 is our premium energy drink that tastes great and gives you energy all day with no jitters and no crashes. That's because there's no sugar and no caffeine. I'm so sure you're going to love Rev 7 that for a limited time you can try our 3-pack absolutely free. Or check out our Percale bed sheets. I can't believe I'm even going to say this. Every color, every style, every size, only $29.88. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save 20% on our Rev 7 12-packs or try our introductory 3-pack absolutely free. And our Percale bed sheets, all sizes, only $29.88, even the queens and kings. Inventory is extremely limited, so order now.
That's right, folks. Order now. Welcome back to the Oreo Express. Josh here. You want to get some nice pillows? It's getting a little chilly outside here in about 4 weeks, so you might want to get some of those MyPillow slippers. Head over mypillow.com. Use promo code Oreo. Helps out our platform here, and it's grateful to be a partner with them, and we thank them for that. Welcome back, guys, to show number 2 today. I hope you're all having a good day. We got some updates today. We are still getting swatting calls on college campuses. We're going to cover that at UMass. Also, there's an active shooter situation that's unfolding right now at the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland. We're going to get into that. Jay Lynn says, hey, Josh, you know Matt and I love you like a brother. You far away family. I pray that you always stay safe when you go out, especially now. We love you and your beautiful family and appreciate you. Thank you, Jay Lynn, for that Rumble rant. Thank you, Jay Lynn, for that Rumble rant. The MyPillow is real, actually. We've been part of MyPillow for a couple years now. Check this out, guys. Let's see who's in the comments really quick before we get moving on, and then we'll get into the show. We got a lot more firings, a lot more people, evil people that we shouldn't celebrate the assassination of any American citizens, but a lot of teachers, nurses, and doctors did, and we're going to get into that. We got old Uncle Bill, Susan, Trina, KLM79, Melissa. We got Matt. Hello, Matt. Trina, Pixie. Let's see who else is in here. Becky Boo, Jan Garner. Thank you guys for tuning in. Chris B. Let's see who else is in here. Hune says, Oreo, stay safe and stay fierce and safe. Will do, brother. Let's see. We got who else? Nisi in here, JH Candy Bar, and a lot more, including Rob Wallace. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you all. Hopefully, we've already triggered some folks today. That sounds like a plan. So, University of Massachusetts. I was prepping for the show, And I see breaking. Students at UMass Boston are running for cover after reports of a
just
shooting.
issued an alert for a public threat. And so to avoid that area during this unfolding situation at UMass Boston, you can see people now clearly appear to be evacuating this dorm building. It is 240 Morrissey Boulevard. It's the Motley dorm building. And UMass Boston just issued an alert for a public threat. And so to avoid that area, I'm just being told here in the newsroom. So we saw kind of what began as a small police presence that then rapidly expanded. We saw what appeared to be a couple of dozen officers running toward this Motley dorm building.
So that's what we've seen, and I was finding different posts and trying to get some updates on it. This was another video here that was shot from.
We continue to follow that breaking news right now. Police say they are responding to reports of shots fired on the campus of UMass Boston. A live look at this campus now. You can see students are now exiting this building. We're seeing here from the helicopter shot. Officers from state police, local, and university. And I didn't get a whole lot of updates. It pretty much died. And then I seen this false shooting alert at UMass Boston near East Hall. This popped up and was one of the reports. It says multiple swatting incidents reported across the city, including a false shooting threat at UMass Boston. So what a stupid game to play, and what a stupid way to waste resources for officers in the area. We had this a couple weeks ago. I think somebody from the Trump administration or the FBI commented on this, that they had located the group that was doing it. They identified the group. They're all around the world. It was a cell of people that do certain things like this. Sometimes they're paid, sometimes they're not, but they need to get to the bottom of this and stop it before somebody does end up getting injured. This is what we were talking about when we opened the show. It says an active shooter situation is unfolding at the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland. It says sources say the suspect is Jackson Fleming. They already have a suspect, a dismissed midshipman who began firing on campus. Take a look at this video here. We'll highlight
responding to reports of threats made to the Naval Academy. This is a shot here from Sky Team 11. As a result, the base is on lockdown out of an abundance of caution. You see, obviously, some students walk into a building there. We have not been told of any active threats to the campus, but make sure to stay with 11 News as we learn more about this developing situation.
So I'll pull up some more, see what else we have on this one. This person, I can't read that. Let me see if I can zoom in and read it. I don't think it's clear enough. But supposedly, this was a text, and I can't confirm this. I am just showing you this. Again, this is not confirmed, but this is what's going around. It says, be on the lookout for this person, active shooter. I can't read what the text message says, but we're going to pull up some other information on it. And let's see. Here's another one.
Official on campus saying the shooter is knocking on doors, pretending to be a military of those halls that houses the midshipmen. One official on campus saying the shooter is knocking on doors, pretending to be a military policeman. Again, these are initial reports. We're getting our reporter on the ground to the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland. Reports of a shooter or shots fired. We're going to get the ground truth, but the academy at this hour is on lockdown. We'll have
Man. Let's see if we have any updates on this. Let's see. U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, active threat reported. It's the same post. Yeah, a lot of people are posting the same photo here, stating, be on the lookout for this person, active shooter. It says from USNA, Naval Support Activity in Annapolis, in coordination with local law enforcement, is currently responding to reports of threats made at the Naval Academy. The base is on lockdown out of an abundance of caution. This is a developing situation, and we will provide updates as they become available. Let's see if the city of Annapolis has updated that. Hold on. Ooh, this one's saying at least 3 casualties, guys. I don't think this has audio here. But this is some of the overhead video from the chopper. Let me see if I can confirm the 3 casualties. Let me see if I can find a news source on this, actually. That is some scary stuff right there. Let's see if we can find that. The hell is wrong with people? Gunshots have been heard inside the Bancroft Hall, which houses the midshipmen. This is the one we've already seen. Everybody's sharing the same articles. Update. Yeah, they just keep saying it was a midshipman who was removed from the school. And he was spotted earlier on campus dressed as a police officer carrying a weapon. Again, these are not 100% confirmed reports, just to let you know. I'm giving you what pulls up here. Let me see something really quick. See if they have a camera on the event. Give it a second to load here. Let's see what they're on. Nope, they're at the Yankees game there. Let me go here. Yeah, I wasn't expecting all this information to come forward. What am I looking for here? We are looking for... Let's find out. Unlock U.S. Naval Academy. This is... See what they have here. I don't know. It doesn't sound like this will have audio either. You have people running into that hall right there. They said this is live. I don't think it would be a threat anymore. Maybe they got the gunman. Because there's a lot of talking going on. Let's see. Let me pull this off for a second and see what else we have before we get into the other stuff we're going to cover today. Trending, Annapolis, Maryland. Breaking reports of gunshots. Facility is now on lockdown. Can't believe there's not an update from like see alert page. Yeah, so we'll follow up with that. I'm gonna close this one out. We will follow up with that at the end of the show. So in other news, just in, a federal appeals court allows Trump administration to end Planned Parenthood's Medicaid funding. All this does is take the burden off the taxpayer. This was something that one party thought was a win because they were going to continue to fund. They sued the Trump administration for taking away funding for abortions. That was overruled, and now that decision is stayed. So just a heads up on that. That was one of today's court decisions. That was a federal appeals court, so the Trump administration won on that. And then Harmeet Dillon, civil rights at the Justice Department, said Supreme Court reverses judge's ruling denying the Justice Department and civil rights access to voter rolls. So they want to go in and clean up the voter rolls. And who was that? Renee gifted 5 subscriptions over there on Rumble to the Oreo Express. If you don't have a membership, say what's up in the comments and you will be gifted one. Thank you, Renee, for your continued support. Thank you for being part of the Oreo Army. We appreciate you. So it looks like Mom X, Swift, Becky Boo, Gandalf. Those 3 were gifted memberships. So thank you. We get to get clean voter rolls. Now, why anybody would sue the administration for not wanting clean voter rolls is beyond me. I think you could take a stab at that and wonder why you want people that are dead, the people that have moved away, are in California, in Orange County to be exact, why you would want dogs on voter rolls. This is the opinion has no precedential value. It should not be cited or relied on as precedent in any proceeding except as provided by Rule 268 DT. And it says that this was reversed. Again, the Supreme Court reverses a judge's ruling. Why would a judge deny the Justice Department and civil rights access to voter rolls? They have a right to have a clean and fair election, and that's what they want. What's up, Punky? How are you doing? Also, Trump was answered some questions today, and then we got some other updates on the crazies that are praising the assassination. But I want you guys to watch this really quick. Let's see here. Let's pull this up. It's just a short video here of what his take is on some of the stuff that's going on.
How do you want to see your supporters respond to this? Charlie Kirk was a big advocate of nonviolence and free speech on campus. How do you want your supporters to respond to it?
I think that way. He was an advocate of nonviolence. That's the way I'd like to see people respond.
We knew that. We covered that yesterday. We were live for about 6 hours yesterday on Rumble. And if you guys, again, this isn't a time for revenge. This isn't a time, if anything, this is a time to seek God a little more. I was at the gym and I talked to a Patriot brother at the gym on lunch. And I was like, if everybody should take something away from this death, if anybody, we should all work a little bit harder at our faith and our walk. And I think that would make Charlie happy. He was also asked about a motive of the shooter. And again, he has a lot more information than he's releasing right now. Listen to what he says here.
Why haven't they found the shooter yet, Mr. President? Are you concerned that it's been 24 hours?
Well, I hear they're making big progress, and we'll have to see what happens.
Do you have any indication of the shooter's motivation, sir?
I have an indication, yeah, but we'll let you know about that later. Thank you.
I think, again, that was a political hit job, and hopefully they find that shooter. Tucker Carlson, this dropped earlier today. Tucker Carlson, he owns Alp, the nicotine patches, and his company Alp is donating $1 million to the Kirk family, and he launched a Give, Send, Go for the family, and he started off the pot with $1 million for that family. A very generous thing for Tucker to do. And then I thought this was a little interesting. So there's been a lot of controversy and a lot of people upset because I think some Democrat governors are a little nervous because their party is a party of radicalism when it comes to certain states. Not all the states, but when you go to Washington and Oregon for sure. And people, I was looking online and people were having a little hissy fit because they are lowering their flags at half staff for the political assassination of Charlie Kirk. Well, this one here says Washington Governor Bob Ferguson orders flags at half staff for Charlie Kirk after President Trump's order, but says it's also for the Democrats killed 3 months ago in Minnesota. If he wanted to lower the flags at half staff for those people, he should have done it 3 months ago. I would have supported it. But again, it's easier to say, oh, look at what he's doing for Charlie Kirk. Look at he wants to get away for that. So, it says, additionally, as governor, I'll put this up on the screen so you guys could see what I'm reading. It says, additionally, as governor, I am also directing that the flags be lowered in memory of all victims of political violence, including Minnesota House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark, who were assassinated June 14th, as well as Minnesota Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette, who were seriously injured in an attempted assassination the same day. I don't know. I'll tell you what, if I was the family of those people, I would think of that as an insult. I think a lot of people would. Like, I get what he's doing here. This isn't just about Charlie Kirk. Whatever. That's fine. It's, again, Bob Ferguson. He's trash. But I just find it just quite ironic. Also on the front of Charlie Kirk, J.D. Vance landed in Utah aboard Air Force Two to meet with Charlie Kirk's family as they prepare to transport him, his casket, back to Phoenix, Arizona. Here's some of that video. Again, he will be transported on Air Force Two with his family, and this is some of the video as that was coming in. So, man, it was just crazy what we're seeing. I seen an ABC News article. This was about 45 minutes ago. It says what we know about Charlie Kirk shooter as the manhunt continues. And as we go through this, it said the suspect being sought in Wednesday's fatal shooting of conservative commentator Charlie Kirk at a public outdoor event in Utah is believed to be a college-aged individual with an apparent proficiency in handling high-powered rifles and likely knew the layout of the university where the homicide occurred, according to authorities and a former FBI agent. It says during a news conference on Thursday morning, investigators said they had a series of breakthroughs overnight that make them confident they will be able to identify and eventually apprehend the person who killed Kirk with a single shot fired from a rooftop at a substantial distance. Says we are investing everything we have into this, and we will catch this individual. Let's see, what else was it up here? Bull said the weapon was a high-powered bolt-action rifle, was found discarded in a wooden area near Utah Valley University, and is being analyzed at an FBI laboratory for any clues that can identify the gunman. More specifically, multiple law enforcement sources with knowledge of the investigation told ABC News that the weapon is an older imported Mauser, I think you say Mauser, 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle that was found wrapped in a towel in a wooded area near the school. The sources said a spent cartridge was discovered in the chamber of the gun. The gun and cartridges recovered are to be flown to the FBI's main laboratory in Quantico, Virginia, for the most technologically advanced forensic analysis. It says investigators also collected a footwear impression, a palm print, and a forearm prints for analysis. Mason said the investigators are also studying good video footage of the shooter that they have used to track his movements before and after the shooting. So I'm pretty sure they have a lot of video from the area, from the college campus. He probably walked through a local neighborhood. I'm sure he's on a lot of video. Also, the FBI announced a $100,000 reward being offered for information leading to the capture of the suspect. And I think another one just added $25,000, a private citizen. It says Mason said investigators believe the suspect arrived at the UVU campus at 11:52 local times, about 28 minutes before Kirk, the CEO and co-founder of the conservative grassroots organization Turning Point USA, was shot. He said the deadly shot was fired from a building a substantial distance from where Kirk was speaking to a crowd. Authorities estimate there was about 3,000 people. He did not disclose which building the shooter fired from. Let's see if there's anything. I don't think there's anything. So that's interesting. Now, I'm going to show you some stuff going on the internet. I am not going to say this is the suspect. I'm just going to say this person's information has been floating around for a while. And again, if you see this person, the FBI do their job. Don't know if it is, but there was some interesting stuff because I actually seen this. I don't know if it was really early this morning or late last night. Sky Valdez from Utah. He had an album named Death to American Songs. 2 songs, one called Charlie Kirk Dead at 31 and another called Charlie Kirk's Death Won't Satisfy Me. The Instagram handle was Straight Death account, has since been deleted. And if you take, I'm going to show you some pictures here of what they're showing on the internet here. That's one of them. That's another one of him. That's the picture of the suspect. And this is from SoundCloud. This is one of the songs. And it's Charlie Kirk is Dead at 31. That song from everything. I didn't get on SoundCloud personally. But looking at the comments, that has been deleted from that server. Now, here's a different one I want to show you. You guys decide. I want to see some of your comments. So again, here was that enhanced photo we showed you earlier of the suspect. That is an enhanced photo. This person right here is the person that we were talking about, Sky. This is this is a question. It says, was the shooter Sky Valdez from Utah? Too early to be definitive. The internet is putting pieces together. And these are some of the things that people were talking about. And somebody said Sky Valdez of Ogden, Utah, had a music project called God's Finest Scalpel, and in April released a digital album called Death to American Scum, which included a track called Charlie Kirk's Death Isn't Enough for Me. Sure looks like the same guy to me. Debated Charlie Kirk not long ago. I don't know. Again, we don't have enough details to tell you. Did I have another one on here? Charlie Kirk suspect. Let me see something. If I forgot one. And a lot of people are saying that, oh, it was an inside job. Look at the hand movements and look at what people are doing in the background. I don't know. That's crazy. FBI names person of interest. They didn't name him. They showed a picture. The way people... Here's another one. Multiple accounts reporting that they may have identified the Charlie Kirk shooter. 4chan intel identified suspect Sky Valdez. Had a SoundCloud track, blah, blah, blah. So here's this here. I'll show you some side-by-sides we've already shown you and go through this. So don't know, but I promise you, if anything, FBI and all those others are on it. Also, a couple hours ago, there was notification that both Dan Bongino and Kash Patel were heading to Utah to aid in this investigation. So we'll see how that goes out. Now, last night, there was a lot of vigils. Emotions were high. And of course, agitators came out. They wanted to agitate and play the victim. We're not going to show you everything that went on last night. It's kind of pointless. But we will show you some of it. This was where one of the protesters that came out to the vigil yelled, "F Charlie Kirk." Now, there is multiple videos of this. You could go on for 20 minutes showing you the videos of this guy. And it said people pummeled him and tackled him. Others intervened by trying to keep the police. Police finally calmed the situation and removed the agitator. This was See, now I just want to say, and we've talked about this a lot. I have been to protests that I wanted to film, and just because people knew who I was and where my political views, I wasn't allowed to go to that side of the street. You need to stay over here. When you go into something, there's something called incitement to riot. It could be different things in different states. I don't know what it is in here, but a lot of times when the left tries to stop a political event or something conservative, we've seen this in Sacramento, they want to shut it down. They want to take away your First Amendment rights. They want to take away your rights to free speech. They want to enforce their fascism on you. And so this right here, this person, that is, you have the right to free speech, but there's also some consequences to free speech, as we've known. I can't go and threaten you and tell you that I'm going to inflict bodily harm on you. I can't go into a crowded movie theater and scream fire without charges being brought. I can do it, but there's consequences. With this, it should have instantly been incitement to riot. He did this for notoriety. I think Andy No has a whole hit job on this guy if you want to go look at Andy No at X. But right now we have a political climate that I was just talking to Matt on the phone before the show. And, you know, Matt's, I don't know, 30, 40 years older than me. So he remembers stuff that I wasn't even around for. He was talking about like when George Washington was around and stuff. But one of the things that, you know, he's talking about, you know, all the things that have happened in this country. Never have we seen the divisiveness and the evil that we are seeing currently in today's society. I can't tell you, I promise you, minimum of 1,000 people were fired today from their jobs or forced to resign. Because of the celebration of an assassination of an American citizen. Yeah, Yellow Rose, we covered that at the beginning of the show. We're going to go back to it at the end to see if there's any updates. I sit here and some of the things that I see, especially here's the thing. If you're in a public trust position, I'm not for cancel culture. I'm for exposing things. You own a pizzeria down the street and you say Charlie Kirk deserved what he got or whatever, and there's plenty of pizzerias I found that said that, believe it or not, then guess what? You shouldn't be shut down. But I think as a paying customer, I should know that I'm not going to go there and support your business because you don't have no morals or values. Now, if you're a school teacher, done, out of here. I don't care if it was Joe Biden. If you are a teacher celebrating the assassination of an American citizen, that's not the morals and values I think we need in our schools. If you're a nurse or a doctor, I mean, my hat I've been wearing says make speech free again, only because Charlie Kirk, we've had these hats for years. This is our first hat. This is the Oreo Express hat. When everybody was getting censored in 2015 and 2016, this is what we chose to be our hat because we wanted to make speech free again. Charlie Kirk died for his speech. And if you're a nurse, if I go into the hospital with this on because I get hit by a car, something happens, I burn myself. I don't want my treatment to be any less. It should be, you know, when we talk about true equality, it should be either way that there is no bias when I walk in there. There's been doctors. We're going to go through some of them. There's been nurses. There's been, what's the other one? A nurse practitioner. I think we're going to cover today. All saying that this death should be deserved. No, nah, guys. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Life is number one. I stand and behind and protect every innocent life. And when I see what's going on, and me and Matt were talking about this, I don't see us repairing anything anytime soon. I truly don't. You know, it's sad. It's sad. Like, I remember I've talked to people that are younger, and we know the younger generation's not quite populating like the older generations were. And a lot of them are saying, I don't want to bring kids into this world. Think about it. Now, I never grew up and say, I want to have 10 kids. I was never like that. I didn't know. I was going to say, I want to see how life directs me. And I was blessed, the biggest blessing in the world, to have 3 children. I just think it's just sickening. And another thing that's sickening is watch Ian Omar. Instead of just addressing the situation, it would be like down the street from my house, 4 people died in a DUI accident. And then, what do you think about this DUI accident? Well, people are speeding down Shaw all the time. I'm asking you about the DUI accident that is responsible for many deaths. That's what listen to this. You can decide. I got to watch my tone.
What I do know for sure is that, Charlie was someone who once said, guns save lives, after a school shooting. Charlie was someone who was willing to debate and downplay the death of George Floyd in the hands of Minneapolis police.
I think he called him a scumbag.
Right, have no regard, downplay slavery and what Black people have gone through in this country by saying Juneteenth should never exist. And I think,
think about it. She's bringing up, and I'm not even going to play no more of her buffoonery. Juneteenth. I mean, that's what you're worried about. Something that was really it was made up by one political party. As a child, if you're over the age, I'd say if you're over the age 22, as a child, you never even heard of Juneteenth. It was created as a Democrat holiday to say we're oppressed. It's just absolutely insanity. How about this one? Michael Rex, a professor at Cumberland University, reportedly smeared and mocked Charlie Kirk after he was assassinated, saying karma is a beautiful B word. And so I just want to read some of this. I'm going to show you this really quick. So he posted on here, crying about Nazis getting shot while staying silent about the school shooting in Colorado today is peak Republican. Interesting. And Dr. Rex's area of interest fall mainly in British and world literature, particularly 16th, 17th, and 18th century British literature and culture. In addition to British literature course and first-year composition, he teaches courses in creative writing, women's literature, and queer theory. I'm just going to tell you, if you take some of those classes and you get out of college and wonder why you don't have a freaking job, because you're a dipshit. Pardon my language. $5 in the cuss jar. But these are the people. How about this one? This is a prominent doctor in Albuquerque, New Mexico, who says Charlie deserved to die and calls the murder just. Take a look at this guy right here. I'll show you this on here. He's receiving a little backlash today. You have that here. You have, if you're looking for sympathy from me over the death of a maggot, it's between poop and syphilis in the dictionary. Holy cow. I'll probably lose friends over this, but besides Trump, I can't think of a more deserving person to get just karma. Dr. John R. Vigil, board certified addiction medicine, fellow American Society of Addiction Medicine, master addiction counselor, and an author. Says Dr. John Vigil is a board certified physician in addiction medicine and is a fellow American Society of Addiction, blah, blah, blah. I have a feeling this isn't going to go too well. Now, I'm just going to tell you, again, oh, Renee says, I got your back, Josh, with the $5 Rumble. Thank you. We seen this in FEMA last year under the previous administration, where we found out that the directors and the directive was if they had a Trump sign in front of the house, you do not go there and see if they need help or check on them. And this is, that's just few and far between. That doesn't really happen. It happens. And again, how do you think this guy, if he's a drug addiction person, they can also prescribe what I call government drugs, the things that are supposed to get you off, like Norcos and Percocets and everything else. They can become your legal pharmacist. And imagine if you walk in there and you mention you support conservative ideologues, you mention you support, say you have a Turning Point USA shirt when you walk in there. You think you're going to get fair and equal treatment? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And it's disgusting. This one right here. Meet Gavin Sylvia, a he, him, who displays his pronouns in his bio. He is currently employed as a data analyst with FEMA. We talked about this one a little bit while ago. Is this the one with the update? No, maybe it's the next one. We'll get to it. Okay, Anthony Pugh, the current Secret Service agent. So we have a Secret Service agent that mocked the assassination of Charlie Kirk on Facebook. It went viral. It went viral. And again, now, if you think about it, Charlie Kirk and President Trump probably agreed on, I don't know, would you say 90% of topics? What's wrong with this country? How to get it back on track? This is what the Secret Service agent said. How do I get it up here? There we go. If you're mourning this guy, delete me. He spewed hate and racism on his show, especially when we should be mourning the innocent children killed in Colorado. At the end of the day, you answer to God and speak things into existence. You can only circumvent karma. She doesn't leave. Man, like, I don't know. Well, let's just say he has been put on administrative leave. Again, this Secret Service, if you think Charlie Kirk is racist, you're going to think Trump is racist and his administration's racist. And your Secret Service, again, you have a code of conduct to adhere to when you work for a job. I can't go get a job at the local college right now. If I wanted to be the mascot for Fresno State, I'll be the Bulldog. And I go out here and I start saying racist stuff, they're going to fire me. If I start saying things that don't align with the values of the college, they're going to fire me. And you have to sign all that. No different than this. There's been multiple federal employees that have been let go today or put on paid administrative leave. It's almost like the big purge is finally happening. How about this one? The University of Mississippi. This says a member of the executive staff of Ole Miss, Lauren Stokes, shared a post last night essentially arguing that Charlie Kirk got what was coming to him. It caused an uproar in and out of Mississippi. And here's a statement from the University of Mississippi. Yesterday, a University of Mississippi staff member reshared hurtful and sensitive comments on social media regarding the tragic murder of Charlie Kirk. These comments run completely counter to our institutional values of civility, fairness, and respecting the dignity of each person. We condemn these actions, and this staff member is no longer employed by the university. I'm saying, dude, there is a purge going on. I just... Now, I'm not going to lie to you. There's a part of maturity where there's things that I want to post online sometime And I said, you know what? This isn't mature. This is me talking out of emotion. I'm not going to post that right now. That's probably a bad thing to post. But a lot of people are controlled and ran by their emotions, especially the people opposing conservatism. They feel justified in posting this. They couldn't wait until they could celebrate Charlie Kirk's death. And it's backfiring on them. How about this one? Canadian leftist Devon Cassidy, who worked at Legal Aid BC, has been fired. She posted a video of herself hysterically laughing and celebrating the killing of Charlie Kirk. Legal Aid BC has released a statement calling her now a former employee.
Thank you. Can we keep this up, please? Charlie Kirk got shot and he's dead. Finally, somebody with a gun, which is almost everybody in the fucking States, grew a pair and fucking went and shot somebody on the right side. Thank you. Can we keep this up, please? Charlie Kirk got—
Now that was a whole lot of emptiness. That was, man, these are our neighbors, folks. These people are in grocery stores with us. They are not normal people. I mean, to celebrate the assassination of an American citizen like this. Anyways, that person is no longer with Legal Aid BC, probably a NGO. Kristen Eve, an elementary school teacher at the Department of War. We covered her today. Literally, this was her post. He was a garbage human, and I won't mourn him for 1 second. And it goes on and just justifies her need to vilify a dead person that was assassinated. And she was an elementary school teacher employed by the Department of Defense or Department of War. She was teaching on Fort Bragg to service members' children. And she posted an unhinged rant condoning the violence. And she was fired today, September 11th, 2025, following widespread backlash over social media posts made of her celebrating that assassination. I mean, they exposed themselves, folks. This is another reason why they hated Charlie Kirk so much. These people would come to try to confront Charlie off emotion. Charlie would shoot back with facts. And you can't argue with facts. Facts over feelings. Here's another one. My gosh, a nurse with pronouns in his bio again. At Henry Ford Health, in response to Charlie's assassination, says Charlie Kirk died the way he lived, filling my timeline with Charlie Kirk post, and he replied, God, he got the day he deserved. Well, let's take a look at this guy. Oh, what happened to it? Oh, it went away. Let's see. I don't know why it does that. Let me see if I go back. Here we go. There is Maxwell Berger. I have the burger. This is public information. I'm not saying anything that isn't out in the public. Got those he, him pronouns. And let's see. I mean, even just think, these people are so evil. Just think, Charlie Kirk gets shot and he's rushed to the hospital. This is the nurse that has to treat him. Would you want to be treated by this nurse? I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to at all. Lori Davis, a current Massachusetts teacher at Sharon High School and a former teacher in Middleborough, openly celebrated the death of conservative voice Charlie Kirk. again, if you're willing to say this stuff publicly behind your name, what are you saying in the background? I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. Of course, you'll see the little flag that she's got in front of her. Lori Davis updated her profile pic. People are absolutely miserable. It says, never one to celebrate, but so long, you piece of shit. Now I'm just pissed that they are making this effing a-hole a martyr. I think you're doing that. I think you and your comments are substantiating every claim from the right that says you people are evil, that you people are detestable. I mean, this is just crazy. Hopefully by tomorrow we get the update that she's got the walking papers too. If she worked at a Taco Bell, I could care less. She worked at a Macy's or whatever store, could care less. But she's interacting with children. And if you have that much hate and you can't control what you say online, you got to have a little bit, even pretend you have morals and values. You are a heaping pile of dog do for doing this. Yesterday, we covered this. I don't know if we covered it yet. I think you all know. But we covered what MSNBC said.
He's been one of the most younger figures.
After Charlie Kirk got shot, before he was pronounced dead. And take a listen to this.
He's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions. And I think that's the environment we're in, that people just, you can't stop with these sort of awful thoughts you have and then saying these awful words and not expect awful actions to.
And it didn't take long for NBC or MSNBC to come out and say, hasta la vista. Again, your rhetoric. MSNBC's been fake news for a long time. All it is a bunch of commies over there. We know that. You know that. And but I want you to listen to some of today's, a day later, how they're trying to just dig out of this grave. You guys are going to laugh if you guys ever turn on MSNBC. It's Trump Nazi, Trump Hitler, Trump. It's ridiculous. And take a look at this.
In that attack, it was an attack on a man, but it was also an attack on the foundation of this country, on the idea that we are able to talk to each other, disagree with each other, debate each other, yell at each other even. We don't physically harm each other. We don't murder each other. We certainly don't justify it or make excuses for it. Charlie Kirk was a husband and a father of 2 young kids. Kids, as the First Lady movingly put it, who will now be raised with stories of their father instead of memories of him. That should horrify you. It should depress you. No matter how you feel about Charlie Kirk or his political ideas or gun violence in general, we are supposed to be a nation of reason and choice. The best arguments win, not the strongest fist, not the truest bullet. So what are we now? Who are we now? And what direction do we want? Do we want to move in? It's a question for all of us. Joining us now to get the latest on the story.
What's interesting, and I don't say things with more confidence than this, but we've been out on the streets confronting these people. MSNBC is partially to blame for the rhetoric they spew. All the legacy media is partially to blame. When Trump was having an event where many other Democrats have had an event before his election at Madison Square Garden, they called him a Nazi, saying he's copying Hitler. Now, we would justify murdering someone as Hitler, right? So if I take this term and I put it on you, there is justification for what you are doing. That's what mainstream media has done for a long time. They've done it to me. They've done it to many supporters of Trump. They've done it for anybody who don't like the policies that the Democrats have decided to die on a hill, with the school bathroom issues, with the sports issues, all these things. Well, you're a bigot, you're a homophobe, you're a racist. No, I'm a Christian. I'm a family man. And that's all Charlie Kirk was. A faithful man. And I just thought it was interesting the way they're trying to clean up their mess today. It isn't going to work. What divides us? The media is the enemy of the people. That's why you have so many podcasters, so many independent journalists these days, is because the media has failed us. So many people that are in this realm of working wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the fake news media. How about this one? Wachusett, check this out. This one, I think we covered this this earlier today. This they always look like this. This is Wachusett Regional School District. I'm probably saying that. Said, just a reminder, we're not offering sympathy. And that was Anne Marie Donahue. I think we covered this one yesterday. Let's see what they say here. Now, the school district. Today, our school community is responding to yet another act of violence in our country with the killing of Charlie Kirk at a college campus in Utah. As many are aware, a teacher has been accused of making inappropriate comments in response to this event on her own personal social media page. As a result, the teacher has been placed on administrative leave for the foreseeable future and is not allowed on school property while we investigate this matter. Please know that Regional School District condemns violence in all forms. Political violence especially has no place in our country, and it directly contradicts our nation's founding principles. Given the attention and the impact these events have had on our school community, the district proactively requested an increased police presence at our schools. We remind students and staff that support is available for students or staff who need it. We encourage students, parents, and guardians to contact school counseling staff if they know someone in need of assistance. Man. The Carolina Panthers just fired their communications coordinator after he celebrated the assassination on social media. I'm telling you what, guys. I know when the job numbers come out next month, they're going to blame Trump, but our unemployment numbers are going to skyrocket. September is going to be a bad month. So when you see that we've lost like 70,000 jobs in the month of September, and you're going to hear, see, Trump is just a bad guy. He's killing the economy. No, these people did it to themselves, and I'm all for it. Charlie Walk, the former communications director, for the Carolina Panthers, is now out of a job, probably won't ever get a job like that one. And it says, why are you all sad? Your man said it was worth it. Talking about the Second Amendment. Man. Let's see. We still don't have any update on Secret Service. Or did we give you an update on Secret Service? Let's see. How about this one? For everyone who's been hitting us up about the garbage human being at the New Orleans Fire Department, we covered this yesterday, I think, that was celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk online. The NOFD has released this statement. Please understand that civil service jobs have a process for termination. And we'll pull this up and read it to you. It says, New Orleans, Louisiana, the New Orleans Fire Department has been made aware of an insensitive comment made by one of our employees. This conduct is unacceptable and it does not reflect the values, standards, or missions of our department. The men and women of NOFD are entrusted with the responsibility of serving and protecting all members of our community with professionalism, integrity, and respect. Any actions or words that undermine that trust or that promote division or insensitivity are taken very seriously. The department has initiated an administrative review consistent with established policies and procedures. While this process is underway, we want to assure the public that we remain steadfast in our commitment to accountability and inclusivity and the highest standards of public service. Looks like another one bites the dust. How about this one? Ron DeSantis came out today, said with the Florida Department of Education, and this is on the Florida Department of Education letterhead. And it says, to school district superintendents, the subject is upholding professional conduct and ethical responsibilities. And it said, it has been brought to my attention that some Florida educators have posted despicable comments on social media regarding the horrific assassination of Charlie Kirk. These few are not the reflection of the great high-quality teachers who make up the vast majority of Florida educators. Nevertheless, I will be conducting an investigation into every educator who engages in this vile, sanctionable behavior. This memorandum serves to remind superintendents and their employees that they are held to a higher standard as public servants. Certified educators are also subject to ethical guidelines established in Rule 6A 10.081, Florida Administrative Code FAC, Principles of Professional Conduct for the Education Profession in Florida. In addition to pursuant to Section 1012.796 Florida statutes, the commissioner may find probable cause to sanction an educator's certificate. Furthermore, 1012.795 authorizes the Education Practice Commission to discipline an educator for violations of the rules. It says, although educators have a First Amendment rights, these rights do not extend without limit into their professional duties. An educator's personal views that are made public may undermine the trust of the students and families that they serve. If an educator's conduct causes a student or his or her family to feel unwelcome or unwilling to participate in the learning environment, it may violate Rule 6A 10.081. I expect you to share this reminder with the school district employees. Together, we must uphold the highest standards of professionalism and keep Florida's classroom places of safety and academic achievement for every student. Man, talk about fool around and find out, right? That's wild. Let's see really quick. I'm going to go search something really quick, see if there was updates before we move on to anything else. Okay, let's go. I was just reading something. I'm looking. This was Charlie Kirk, person of interest. This was before the shooting, seen on video heading towards campus. There he is right there. Oh, look at how he's walking. He probably has the rifle in his pant leg, huh? He's not bending his right leg too much. Look at that. He's got a backpack on. Yeah, he's got that rifle probably between his shoulder and about a little below his knee, I'm guessing. Interesting. Yeah, he's walking like he has that rifle, the 30-06, probably down by his ankle, I would guess, all the way up to where he can only bend that right leg a little. See if anything else. Ooh, man, this is a tough one. There he is, getting loaded on the Air Force. That was his wife, Erica, in the background. My God, her life changed forever. Those poor children. Okay, let's go back to the Naval Academy. We covered at the beginning of the show. If you weren't here, there was multiple shots fired in Annapolis, Maryland, at the U.S. Naval Academy. It looks like at least one is in life-threatening. Let's see, multiple victims confirmed after gunmen opened fire. This right here is
Again,
them.
this is the
Looks
US
like they're
Naval
air
Academy.
flighting someone
Breaking
out
right now,
guys.
we're getting new information as you look live there in Annapolis, Maryland. This is the U.S. Naval Academy. There is a victim being taken out there. We are now getting word from officials there are multiple victims being assessed by emergency medical staff. One victim, at least, is being transported, and there you see it, from the Naval Academy by medevac with serious, potentially life-threatening wounds. Again, this is the U.S. Naval Academy. Early on, we had reports about at 5:30 in the afternoon that there was a possible active shooter situation. We then had authorities saying that the Naval Academy was on lockdown. And then we had further information from sources on the ground, some of them midshipmen who had been barricaded in their hall, Bancroft Hall, that a midshipman who had been kicked out of the school had returned to campus armed with a weapon. Multiple sources were telling us that. Gunshots were heard. And then one official said the shooter is knocking on doors pretending to be a military policeman. Again, we don't have a number yet on the total number of casualties. We know one is in serious, potentially life-threatening situation being medevaced from the U.S. Naval Academy. We're going to continue to watch this, bring you the latest here on Fox.
Oh my gosh, man. So they don't have a number of victims. That was from 40 minutes ago exactly that video. What's this? I'm seeing if there's any other updates on that. That's the one we just seen. Let's see here. Let me do this. And POTUS is over there at the Yankee Stadium right now. Take a look at this.
At the twilight last night, can you see by the dawn's early night, what so proudly we lay at the twilight's last gleaming.
So he went over to the Yankees game tonight. Prayers for him. Prayers with everything going on this week. Looks like Trump tells the Yankees you're going to go all the way. You'll get in the playoffs. You're going to win. Let's see. I want to look at let me do this. Annapolis. I think that's how you spell Annapolis. We'll find out. Let me go back to this right here and see if there's some live coverage outside Annapolis. See if they have any updates. Still just an air shot from above. Still following around. It is 7:42 in Annapolis. This ain't showing much. Let's see if there's anything else. Let's try. See if this one loads up with some updated news. Where you at? Let's find out. Here we got some.
Door and the back door, but we continued not to hear anything. We were looking at our phones, reading what kind of updates we can get. Didn't see anything, so more people were showing up to the Airbnb for said bachelor party. So we just kind of became more relaxed from there. Was just paying attention to the atmosphere. Didn't seem like much was going on as far as dealing with the public. I have to imagine this atmosphere, if there was full lockdown, cops would be coming. Please go inside. Didn't hear anything like that. So we were pretty relaxed from there. But at first, we were cautionary.
Well, thank you, Kyle, for your perspective again. Doesn't mean it didn't happen, but great news that you did not hear any sort of gunfire. Just really quickly before we go, I do want to say there are a number of folks across the street. They said they're parents of kids who are here. They did not want to go on camera, but as you heard Shamari talk to that mom earlier, there are a lot of people here who are waiting to see their children come out.
All right, Sydney Persing for us in Annapolis right now. Stand by for us, Sydney, because we'll come back to you over on Fox Local. That's where our coverage of this threat at the U.S. Naval Academy will continue.
Over on Fox 5, we're going to get ready for the Commanders in Green Bay game. But again, we covered for news on Fox Local and WDCA.
Those folks, we've seen
5 Plus. I'm going to head over to the studio. We'll continue. If you're watching us on air with
getting airlifted, and I'm not seeing any other updates other than that. And earlier, Trump's at, I don't know if there's any updates. I'll look for this too. But this, Trump was on his way to New York, and then this came out. The Secret Service and NYPD Terrorism Task Force have a manhunt underway for a person who has made threats against President Trump, who is attending tonight's game at Yankee Stadium. The FDNY and New York PD have issued alerts to their members to use caution. Check this out. That's the subject. William F. Jr. Gives all his information and says credible threats by this guy to shoot anybody he comes upon. His phone last pinged 111th and 39th Avenue in the 115th precinct. There has been credible threats received by NPD. Yeah, that's crazy. We are in some tumultuous times right now, guys. I could tell you killing somebody is not the answer. You can be frustrated, argue with people, you can do whatever you want. But these acts of terrorism that we have been seeing, we seen yesterday, to try to destroy not only a political party, but really a religious leader. That was what Charlie Kirk was. And we just continue to see this go on. And We might be live tonight. If any updates happen, make sure you are subscribed, that you have your notifications on. I want to say thank you to everybody who tunes in, hits that like button. Without you guys hitting that like button, it doesn't get shared out, and you guys make it all possible. So I want to say thank you and bless you. Also, if you guys want to help donate to the stream, lights, camera, action is funded by you, the viewer. And I want to say thank you. Thank you earlier to the folks that donated the memberships on Rumble. Rumble is our main platform. If you're not watching on Rumble, always watch on Rumble. We do about 80% of our content is pretty much Rumble. And then we go on to other platforms for different things. But I want to say thank you guys once again for tuning in. If you'd like to help out, Venmo at Oreo Josh, Cash App, $Oreo Army. We also have a GiveSendGo, which is givesendgo.com/Oreo 2024, as well as if you do Zelle, our mobile or online banking, and you want to do a Zelle transfer, we accept those. You can go to our website, theoreoexpress.com. On our homepage, click the Donate Now button. It'll have those links, or it'll go out on the outro right now. All that will come up on the screen. Thank you, everybody. So's Bandit. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you maybe tonight. If not, we will be back at 10 a.m. Pacific tomorrow for our first show.
The Oreo Express, where truth don't hide and we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express.